fancy water quality detection system that at that time just was released. And what was special about this device was it replaced the whole laboratory into a system on a desktop. And so what was interesting for us was that we could take this device and start to do laboratory-grade assessments of water quality with people who didn't have to be laboratory technicians or scientists. So the lab could wander. So the idea was, let's bring the lab to Tehran, where they don't have opportunity to always test the well waters and see how good or bad the well water is. We want to know, if you're drinking this water, is it a problem? And we tested many water wells, and the news was bad. The water wells are by and large contaminated. What we were able to show, this was interesting, we were able to show a pattern, a relationship between weather events and contamination events. So the wells fell into three categories, two categories main. One of them had higher contamination rates during the rainy season, and the other one was inverse, had lower contamination events during the rainy season. So there's two mechanisms at work responsible for high contamination in wells. And our hope was that we could communicate that information to the people who use the wells, such they would be able to use that extra information and be extra careful, depending on what type of well they had, either in the rain season or not. And then we came up with a mobile phone way to try to connect, contact them, and decided in the end it was better to work with the doctors at the Puskesmas because they would change the phone numbers. And so, a long story short, the analytical part of finding out how good or bad the wells was the actual project for which we got a bag of money from it. The project finished, and we had a little bit of money left over, so what are we going to do? Well, and we figured, instead of just telling Tehran residents how bad their water was, why don't we make it better? Why don't we make it better? And so, under Ilya's guidance, in negotiation with the Tehran residents, we built a water processing plant right in the area of Tehran to make the best water you can have down there without buying bottled water. Right? And that has now become its own little industry. Because we sell the water a little bit, we try to bring it up to the mosque. People come by to look at it. It's become a social place in addition to its functionality. And so, for us, for me, I think when I speak for both of us, that experience of using technology to find insights into a condition that you did not know about before, and coming up with a way to counter those effects, and even bringing in architecture. So it's not only a solution that deals with the water, it's an event. We've created a public space, a very tiny little public space that functions as a meeting site and a place where good water is given for free to the Tehran residents. Right? So what we want to do is build up on that success. Right? We want to build on that success, that duality of thinking about using the best technology we can get our hands on to analyze a problem, and then come up with a way how we can try to respond to that problem with an architectural, urban, or social intervention. Right? That's what we want to do. So that's what we're going to work on right now, starting today. But that's not what my talk is about today. I just wanted to give you that introduction so that you know how Ilya and I came to work together. Oh, CRB, we have quite a bit of work. So CRB was the kind of like academic project that led up to water banking. CRB was called Situated Relational Biosensing. That was an attempt to think about biosensing technology in a situated context, in how you want to live with it. And one of the things we did was, together with students, imagine future scenarios for biosensing technology. So the first part of the course was introducing students to these technologies exist, maybe not it as a device you can buy, but conceptually you can do this, 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 and this. Now, with those new vectors into sensing the environment, what would you do? How would you respond to that? How would you think about notifying the public of contamination events. And it's interesting, one of the students here at this university proposed a device that would tell people where electronics is buried in the ground. So for many years, I don't know if this is still the case, Indonesia was importing old electronic devices from the West, and you would bury them in the ground, and they became contamination sites. And one of the students wanted to imagine biosensing as a way to know the boundaries of those sites, so you would not wander into the children, for example. Right? And so this is that's exactly there. And this one here, the green belt buffer. And so what this was a type of design people refer to today as speculative design. So this was not about actually solving a problem, but using an identified problem to speculate about a potential response to it. So we did two kinds of work together. We did speculative work, imagining futures, imagining scenarios, and then with Erkami and Water Bank, we did an actual intervention, one-to-one, right? And actually produced a result that made life better for people. Ah, yeah, there's another one. Yes. Okay. So, and this was an interesting way, in retrospect, a very interesting way to kind of go about thinking about the potentials of technology. So because it really does take two ways of thinking, like all the things you could possibly do, and you have no restrictions on feasibility, financing, all that. And then there's the other side, which you know as architects, how hard it can be to actually get something done, to make something that works, right? So kind of like in the end, the two projects together and the linkage that they had was I think what made this very, very powerful, right? Okay, so that is our background. But what I want to talk to you today about is AI culture today and tomorrow. So I want to speak specifically about artificial intelligence because I think this is a topic that is going to be of great significance for architecture and urbanism. So I'm using this opportunity to kind of like announce something that I can say 5 years from now. I told you so. Okay. So, and I want to do this by talking about 3 big problems and 2 possible solutions, which of course leaves us with 1 big problem. Right? So I'm not going to give you answers because the problems are too difficult. Okay? And so the first part, so the 3 problems I want to talk about are data and data sovereignty, AI from data systems and representation, and what people call today general AI. And I want to show you how those things are linked today, and how this field is expanding as we speak. So the last term, general AI, is maybe something you're not familiar with, but that is the science fiction version of AI. AI that works without people telling it what to do, comes up with solutions, is superhuman. We are at the cusp of a technological revolution that will create systems that are smarter than human beings. And we need to think about what that means now. It's all over the press. People are writing books about this. It's been going on for a while, but it's becoming real now. And the question is, how do we prepare ourselves thinking about this? And where is it going to happen? And my claim is that the best way to think about preparing ourselves for it is to look at the precursor territory of AI in which we live right now, and think about responses there, so we prepare ourselves for the 3rd stage, which without preparation will simply leave us completely helpless and without any way of coping. So the first thing, that of the data culture, if you so want, this is the one we live in today, where we have devices like this, and we all have mobile phones, and every activity you do generates data. And that data is yours, you produce it, but you don't know where it goes. You have very little control over those data sources because of the way the world organizes data flows. By and large, these are large organizations, platforms, don't even think about that as a company, but rather aggregates that take your mobile phone data and yours and yours and yours and put it somewhere, and even after you've made your activities, you have no idea where these things reside. And in many cases, the data does not go away. captured, is collected, and has its own value now. Right? So the way platform economics works is not only by generating the data and exchanging it, and allowing it to flow is money made, but also in the retention and in the processing. So to give you an example, that was in the US news a few years ago, but it's really scared people. There was this woman who started to receive from a store that she went shopping at advertisements or nudges to buy goods associated with pregnancy, babies. And then she asked herself, how can it be that this store where I've been shopping for years knows that I'm pregnant? I was just at the doctor, right? So her partner does not even know, her family does not know. Before the family knows, somehow, some system, because of the way all these activities are linked, knows very personal and meaningful information that then comes back to you through vectors that you have no control over. That is the data culture we live in today, and we have no control over it. Now, this is terrible and this is good. It's terrible because it's happening, and it's good because there are responses to this. You might be familiar with the EU Data Directive, the General Data Protection Regulation system that takes now very seriously these flows of data, the ownership of data, and consent, that you have to ask people whether you're okay with having your data reused for this purpose or this purpose. This is an excellent first step. But it's only one first step, because the problem with data cultures we have is that there are so many layers in which data transactions occur that you don't know from which layer these happen. You don't know who gets reselled. How easy is it to make a copy of data? Right? It costs nothing, right? So you never know if the 17th copy of some data file somehow went somewhere where it was not supposed to. It's very difficult to control this. It's hard to make a roof that doesn't leak. It's even harder to make data systems that don't leak. And the more that's produced and the less stringent oversight that exists, the harder this problem is. I mean, think about how much data each one of you is producing every day. Times 9 billion, okay, not everyone produces data, but at least half the world produces data. I mean, these are floods of data, and we have no central control to ensure human rights and privacy, and it does not exist. It's a Wild West or a Wild East. So that's the problem. And so some of the fundamental questions that come with this, on top of the kind of like the current EU level, the most sophisticated interventions, are who makes data? Who gets to make data? So you make data with your phone, say, but what about if you want to run a weather station where you produce data and you want to make it available to others? What is the relationship that your data has with other sites, right? So, for example, is your data worth something? Will people pay attention to it? Well, you're only a student, say, so maybe your data is not valuable, but what about someone who works together with 3 people and buys great equipment or what? So when does data become valuable? Right? Part of the question is who produces it, right? So that this is the voluntary type of data, not the involuntary type of data where you're being aggregated and your activities are being guessed. That's a different story. But even if you want to voluntarily participate in data culture, how do you get a voice in producing data that other people will pay attention to? Right? Then the question is, who owns that data? Right? So let's stay with the weather station example. Right? So say you do it in your neighborhood. Just because you have the device, does that mean you own the data? It's data about the whole neighborhood. What about people who live in the area and basically have some stake in what this data represents? How are they connected to this? What do they have to say with where does that data go? And why could that matter? What if we find out that that there's high particulate matter in that area, say, for example, right? And maybe the city would want to do an intervention there and that intervention improves the quality, but makes, for example, the housing costs go up because they have to put in money, and then someone has to pay more rent, for example. So that all these kind of like connections can happen that show that what you're actually producing when people start paying attention to it has a value that has derived value for other people. So, who makes data, who owns data? The next step is who gets to interpret data. A lot of data is in itself of little value until you start to put reading into it. You have to read it, you have to analyze it. Right? So how do you analyze it, and who gets to perform those analyses? Who gets to deduce insight from data, and which processes do we accept? Let me say standard, we have statistical procedures for that, we know how to do that. But not everyone's going to do it. Right? So there's a kind of like a class of people who have access to those skills, and they will be able to make out of the raw data the gold that data can be. So how do we distribute who gets to access those rights of analysis? And if you don't have those skills, does that mean you have no access to that, or should you be represented in one way or the other? Then related to who interprets data, who manipulates it. Right? It's not all data that out there exists in its untouched form. People change it. People play with it. Data is not truth. People want to derive insights from it, and oftentimes that process of deriving insight is fraught with interventions, right? Politics. So there's a level there of very human data, of very human activities within the data analysis that has to be controlled somehow, right? And it can be even something as simple as filtering out things you don't want to know, right? A data set can be very rich, have all kinds of information, and there's certain things that show terrible air quality. That's an embarrassment for the government. What do? You take it out, and it doesn't exist anymore, right? This happens all the time, right? It happens all the time. So if you have a culture of making data, you need a culture of governing data, right? And one size will not fit all. So this is not something we can do at the UN, right? There's a solution that works well in the US, possibly. There's one that works for Europe. And in Indonesia, it's going to be different too, right? So part of your job is today coming up with data governance regimes that work for your environment, that continue, that include, for example, the idea of oversight, of government not representing truths, like the voice of the people. All those questions come in on the question of manipulating data. And then kind of like now, moving over to step 2, from who manipulates data to who manipulates the systems that make the data. And this is kind of like now at the edge of the data culture, which is that you and I, all of us, are being nudged to produce the kind of data, to have the kind of actions that companies want. So what they call targeted advertising, for example, Google, that they show you ads that they select based on your past patterns, right? So your data, your trips to internet searches for, I don't know, new books or movies or whatever, that leaves a trace through which companies can use analytics and come up with a notion of who you are as a consumer. And then because your past purchases are only as interesting as the future ones, or the future ones are much more interesting as a matter of fact, they use that presumed profile to send you information anticipating what you will want in the future and purchase that, right? So the data you produce is not only used to look at what exists, but to imagine the future of what they want you to be, right? And so that's an important part of the data equation. It's not only retroactively about taking stock of what happened, there's a future vector into it. It looks into the future, and it manipulates people actively. And this is not necessarily manipulating in a malicious sense. It just tweaks you a little bit. It shows you something that you actually like. If you like to read books about science fiction stories and the newest one comes out, of course you're happy. You don't have to look it up. The new story comes and you click on it and you get it. But the point is that that choice is one you might not have otherwise made, right? And so your patterns of existing in the data world are being used to move you further in a direction that's also predictive. here's our new air quality sensor, air condition sensor. I want to say that we will be the first of many that we will be installing in the Tervan area to make a new network. Right? And that story will continue later. Okay, what I described now is kind of like the status quo up to where we are now in data culture, pretty much. The next step, I want to talk about artificial intelligence systems that work with these data sets that are being produced. So here I have to stop by a little bit. I don't know how much about AI you know, but I'm just going to take it kind of like from the top. So AI, artificial intelligence systems that we have today, are the most successful ones, are by and large systems that learn to emulate patterns found in data. Okay? So neural networks are the typical topology or the typical machine learning model people use today to take very large data sets, for example images, and try to find out structures in those images such that the networks can detect those structures in new images. Right? So you may be familiar with Alexa and Siri, right? These devices. These are systems built with neural networks and trained on language models produced by human beings. So in these AI systems, it's important that they are confronted with data that becomes the model of what they will then internally represent. So these are learning systems in the classic sense of machine learning, not in the human sense of learning, but rather trainable systems that are adept at representing the structure in data, not the details of data, but the deep structure within data, such that they can literally produce language like human beings without understanding a single word they ever say. Siri and Alexa do not understand what they're saying. These are just signals being produced, but it sounds exactly like we do, because in the training, they've been subject to so much information, so many examples, that they just understand kind of like those patterns and are capable of creating that. So that's a fascinating field, extremely technical in its details. But the important part for us, thinking about data culture, is that these models are so powerful that the model becomes an area of expertise for very few people. A lot of people talk about data, but very few people talk about the internals of neural networks. And to some degree, those internals don't matter so much because they have a lot of similarities. The basic idea of the training networks is that they will represent the data that they are confronted with. So, in a strange way, data becomes very important again. Not this time because it has information of you, but because it builds part of a backbone of what the machines are exposed to, and then later recreate. Right? So they become, if you so want, the food for the networks as opposed to the actual source. Because the data disappears there. So if a neural network is fed with images of you, right, then you do not exist in those images, but you build a class of images that then help it identify young men with glasses, for example. Okay? So where in the past, people in surveillance anxiety, people were very concerned about having their photo in a database. The machine learning or neural network paradigm is not, the danger is not the individual photo, but the collection of photos that create a class that can actually, after that, be detected in new data. Right? So previous surveillance was all about the one data source and its location being able to be retrieved. The new data anxiety, machine learning, is about contributing to a fundamental understanding of a machine, building it, that then basically creates that reality.
Class of terrorism.
For example, right? So if you have a surveillance system and you train it to find dangerous people, and you train that dangerous people detector with only people with dark skin, it will never find me. I'm dangerous, no. So that's a simple example, but it gets much more fine-grained on like how data is included, the significance of what goes into the machine. It's quite technical in its details, but the point is that that there's a new opportunity to be concerned, but also to consider how we want to train these systems, right? And so what I want to do now is introduce, before we talk about the third problem, a current intervention that I'm working on specifically in this problem of building new material for neural network-based machines, right? And so if you can play that video quickly, please.
One of the most glaring deficiencies of machine learning is the way things are used. It is hard to be contained. In machine learning, you need lots of data. And what data is labeled by globally sourced data models, which in various forms of what the data means can be lost by and unintentional, otherwise lost. Not one things in general precisely label data, any image and audio examples. Assume we want to capture the field of geology knowledge of a mountain recluse. Record the experiment as she points to objects and describes them. Audio and video share the same time. Use a language processor of the audio stream to detect the previously defined key phrase in start and end. Carry the shared timeline over to the video stream and find the images that correspond to the detected utterances. Images within the window of start and end utterances are labeled with those utterances. Here's that same concept translated into code.
That's awesome. That's it. I'll be able to talk. I want to do different. That's all. So we're not from moving Fisher. We're not.
Minutes, video, can include thousands of labeled images that are immediately ready for input into convolutional neural networks, creating classifiers, sections of knowledge, and processes.
Okay, so this is an invention, it's my invention, and it's a way to use very simple devices, mobile phones, GoPros, or what, to collect two streams simultaneously, images and audio. We use the audio, extract the audio to label the images. And those labeled images can be directly introduced into particular neural network topologies to be organized accordingly with the type of specifically what they call convolutional neural nets that deal with image classification. And so the goal of this project is to be able to make data sets that would otherwise not be included in these very large machines available to these machines. And so what I'm doing today is inviting you now to help me with this. This is what I was talking to you about. What I'd like to do is I'd like to be able to collect local ecological knowledge from your elders, from people who have knowledge that we know the future world will not represent because it's not written down, it's not recorded or what. So this whole notion that we represent a world that is so much smaller than the richness that we have, oral traditions are not included. What do we do? So we copy that somehow, right? We get it, we collect it. How do we collect it such that this project does exactly that? By making it very simple to collect some of this data. There's some requirements, you have to have quite a bit of data to make it viable, but it's an opportunity, it's a way how we can bring in knowledge of Indonesia, knowledge of your ancestors, of anything that was otherwise going to be lost. And why is that important? Because these machines will replicate what we put in. If we do not feed them with rich material, we will live in a poor world. The machines are taking over, there's no question. They're faster than us, they're smarter than us. So our choice and our opportunity now is to train them as good as we possibly can and give them as much, it's like a child, give them as much good food that they grow up to be nice, healthy people. Because if we don't do that, they're going to grow up to be monsters or idiots, which is even worse. right? And so this small project wants to have a node in a northwest of the United States where we have a forest, and we have a forest expert who has specialty knowledge about the plants that grow in the forest, and we're working together with someone who has knowledge of the indigenous land cultures that were practiced there. And we want to collect this such that we get a rich understanding of how people understood that forest. That's one node, and I'd like to have a node here in Java where we find a way how we can start to collect some of this rich heritage or knowledge that we have of the world that we know will not be represented if we do not make an extra step to capture it. Right? So it's knowledge preservation or culture preservation for the 21st century. Right? It has to be redefined. And this technique, which is an invention actually, certified as an invention from the university, allows one to start to do that. Right? So I invite you for that. I'd like to talk with Ilya about how we can go about doing that. Okay, so that's number 2. So that's the supervised learning paradigm, and I'm proposing to you a way how we can make something out of it so we don't lose already. And now I come to you with number 3, and I have no good news. So number 3, the end scenario, where these systems no longer learn from us. No longer in paradigm 2, where we teach the computers what they're supposed to know, by feeding them and training them and maintaining them and telling them not this and not that, whether it's with reinforcement mechanisms or only supervision. The final state is where they do all this themselves. And we have very little control over which directions that they learn and when they stop. And this is science fiction that is happening actually right now in several labs across the planet. And it's scary, because we have no control over it. And it's even scarier because we have not properly done steps 1 and 2. We have not developed the data culture and sensitivity we need to control data flows. We have not tutored our supervision learning systems such that they behave the way we want them to. We are unprepared for step 3, and yet we are moving into step 3 as we speak. So time is tight. We must act diligently. We must move quickly to catch up on steps 1 and 2 as preparation for step 3. So I have no solution for step 3 at this point. And as far as I know, others are equally stumbling into what 3 will bring us. But this much I know for sure, that if we do not go through the steps where we actually have some agency and some control, we have absolutely no opportunity of even getting started.